and welcome to the next part of the course where we talk about the jab. Now we're moving on to punches. We spoke about the footwork. This is a beginner boxing course, so we're not going to really talk about head movement and advanced things yet, but we're just going to talk about the beginner basic stuff that you need to go into your boxing class or your boxing one-to-one, wherever it might be. So the first punch that we need to learn, or we need to practice, or we need to know about is the jab. The jab is the most important punch in boxing. Obviously, if you're orthodox, it's going to be your left hand in front and your right hand on your rear by your chin. Or if you're southpaw, it's going to be the opposite stance, where your back hand is by your chin and your front hand, which is your right hand, is in the front. And your front hand is where the jab comes from. So when we are in our boxing stance, we spoke about this in the last video, your feet placement and your hand placement. Your right hand is by your chin. If you're orthodox, your right hand is by your chin. Your left hand is slightly away from you, just like that, okay? And your elbows are pointing down. I don't like to see elbows out. Elbows pointed down, so it protects you from any body shots. And if anything's coming in the middle, you can just use your elbow to deflect anything that comes at you. So when it comes to the jab is very important in order to gauge your distance with your opponent and to set up other punches. Sometimes if we just want to go in with the right hand, we might be off balance, we might not be in range. The jab keeps your opponent occupied. It's almost like it's like a radar. It's like a radar finder. So you use your jab in order to find your opponent, yeah? And I like to use the jab at full length. So I'm going to show you the jab front on first to start. Your hands are, like I said, by your chin, elbows down, and when you shoot your jab comes out in a straight line, boom. You want to punch down your eye level, okay? So straight through your eye level, especially if you've got no opponent in front of you, you just want to punch straight on eye level, okay? You want to turn your knuckle over at the end, just like you see my fist. It's not fully over, it's not like that. It's not, that's like karate style, but here it's slightly turned in. You want to land your punch on these two knuckles here. The reason why you want to land your punch on these two knuckles here is because it's connected to your forearm and it's going to protect you from hurting your hand. If you land your jab or your punches with these two, there's a possibility you'll break your hand because they're not as strong. You want to try and land on these two knuckles here when you land your punch. So you literally, it comes out in a straight line. Boom, at the end you land it with those front two knuckles there. The jab is a straight line punch. They say a straight line beats a circle in boxing. So when someone's throwing a hook, the straight jab is going to beat them to the punch than someone who throws hooks, all right? So the jab is very, very useful. It's the easiest punch to land. From me to you is a straight line, okay? So when you throw a jab, it goes out in a straight line and it comes back in a straight line too. A lot of people, when they throw their jab, especially beginners, they throw their jab, they drop their hand and then they bring it back up. We want to throw our jab and bring it back in the same line that it came in, okay? It's very important because this is going to keep you protected. Yeah, there's a reason why we keep our elbows in and we keep that straight line as we punch, okay? I'll show you from the side. So from the side, it looks like this, and we shoot our jab, it goes out in a straight line with the knuckles turned over, and it comes back in a straight line right back there. All right, so the jab is just there, very simple. Goes out, turn your knuckle over, bring your jab back in. Yeah, you don't want to throw your jab and have it without the knuckle turned over. Yeah, you want to turn the knuckle over. At the end, you want to turn the knuckle over, all right? It's right at the end, boom. Yeah, some people, they like to load up on their punches. What does that mean? That means they kind of telegraph it a bit. They show it before they're going to do it. So some people, they want to get like power on their punch. So they end up throwing their weight back and then their shoulder after and then throwing their jab like that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to learn to develop power just from where you are without doing much. And the only way to do that is to practice. You ain't going to develop power by trying to load up your shots, yeah? That's only going to make it worse for you when you get into sparring or when you move on in your boxing. So when you throw your jab, you want it to come out in a straight line, no telegraphing, not showing anyone what you're going to do. It just goes out in a straight line and back. Just like These elbows sitting in here, these hands sitting in here, it's like mini rockets. They're just sitting there, boom, and they go back out. Boom, and back out. Yeah, you could do a double jab, boom, boom, and then back out. Yeah? So it's very simple. The jab, it's a straight line punch from me to your from you to your opponent. So from your in front of your chin, straight to your opponent, and then back. Yeah? Don't ever try to reach. Yeah, in advanced courses we can practice different types of jabs, but as a basic, this is the first punch you need to learn in boxing. So when you go in the mirror, one of the drills you can do if this is the first time using your jab, just go in front of the mirror, look at yourself, and have a look at your stance, your elbows in, and just practice shooting your jab in and out. All right, peace.